So I was thinking of going to either, I don't know, a hardware store or gift or a arts and crafts store, and buy myself one of those little wooden planks or frames that you can put under, you know, whatever you want to display, like I did about a couple of years ago when I was working on my Bellerophon kit, which was a great idea to do that at the time. However, with this, I thought, look, I have something here that may work. And last year, when How to in Japan had their sales, I saw this and I picked it up, and this came in. This is the Pla-board 3mm. Now this is one thick board. This is really thick, and I think this is perfect for a base. Before I begin opening this up, I want to actually show you these. Here are all the cool things you can actually do with this board. It's not in English, of course, but I can decipher what I can see here. Clearly, you can make a little, you know, house-like setup, or some shapes, I guess, some weird ball things, or something like this. You can, I guess, if you have a motor, you can make a walking dinosaur, or make a little choo-choo. This, I'm trying to figure out why this exists, but it could be like a stand for like putting papers, or maybe even what do you call it? Darn it! I'm like these. Put them on them. The trees of the sprues, so you can hold them up. Even though there's a product out there that you can actually purchase and do that. I kind of like this one. This is kind of neat, where you can actually make a little box set up here, so you can save some stuff. I have a feeling you may need another board, because clearly, you know, with paint and all that stuff, or whatever you want to save. Tools you'll need, of course, is like a hobby knife or something like this, which I do have, a saw. Could show you what to do with it right there. Glue it on. And here's some more examples here. I really like this setup because, you know, I have paints in this type of size, or something like this, so you can organize your desk. I don't know why if you want to do this. That's kind of fun though. And if you have, I guess, a Lego system, you can actually make your own custom scoop. But I think I may end up buying another one of these if there's another sale. Let me just open this up. I don't have to be too subtle. I'm not saving the bag. There we go. Now, this is not like like my board back there, which is basically a cardboard, but there's like something soft. This is pure 3mm of PVC pla plate. Styrene. This is a thick styrene sheet. And what we're going to do is put it here. I might as well do it up to here, because that way I want to measure this. Where's my marker? Is this any good? Just want to do, yeah, something like that. Just mark it. Just do a light mark, and I'm just marking here, not to cut, but to act as a guide. You know what? I thought I had a pencil here. Give me a sec. Okay, I marked it with a pencil, so it's visibly, I can visibly see this. And I'm going to use this as a small guide to help me out with this. I'm going to finally get a chance to use this. This is a plastic scriber 2 from Tamiya. See how this works on this. Just going to do very, very light passes. Just doing a slight light pressure. Oops. A light pressure on this. It does seem to be digging in. Let's try this area here. So I'm going to continue scraping this because this thing is really thick and it's going to take some time for me to get to it. Unlike, you know, certain videos that you see people start bending and breaking all that stuff. Remember, this is 3 millimeters long, so it's going to take me time to scrape this. So give me a minute. Okay, the board is cut, nice and strong. And I'm going to put the, actually, to tell you that in all honesty, it's not a nice cut even because you do see some leftover flash and things like that, which can be sanded down. But the whole purpose is not to keep it like this, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my other thinner pla plate and I'm going to cut the size to the height and then wrap it around, so that way it looks, you know, professional on all end of this kit. The back end here will be, of course, the one that I need to focus on also, and I have enough right there to finish that up. So you know, I should have realized that, and I'm going to have to cut this part as well. So I'm going to sand that down and put something right on top of it. That way this covers up the bottom and the top, and it's nice and stable and strong. And then this way I can then allow me to, hold it properly. You know, in essence, to tell you the truth, I was actually thinking how I'm going to do the traveling of this, but with this, hold on like this, and it's nice and strong. Once I glue it on and all that stuff, it eliminates the possibility of me taking the whole thing apart. However, I was actually thinking of maybe taking this off and maybe taking this off for transport. Let me see how that feels. I mean, I could do that, but then if I put the plate on this, that's going to be glued on permanently with all this and this here. So the only thing I'll probably be removing is this for transportation and whatnot. And I'm sorry if you guys didn't see that. I was commenting on that without realizing. So, like I said before, I'm going to put a plate back here using what's here, and then we'll start painting. As for the hole, I think that's fine like that. I'm going to paint it black, then cover it. Paint the whole thing, then mask it, paint it black, and be done. Probably be masking all these areas and painting black. Well, actually, now I just think about it, I'm priming it black first, and then painting it white, and then maybe gray. But here it is. Let's continue on. Okie dokie, so I've already finished detailing this kit a bit more with the base. Put Pla plate all around to the edges. Put a little feet there to stabilize it. Put a plate board back here, the plate board back here so it's nice and even. Put a piece of thick Pla plate here, so a styrene sheet here. So it looks pretty good, pretty stable, and you know, nice and strong. And of course this can be removed for transportation. Yeah, everything looks good. I may end up removing this one here, or I think because, no, I'll discuss that later on. But right now I'm going to prime this. We're going to use black primer and microfiller by alclad. Let me just do some light air blast to remove whatever particles that's here. Let's just do passes, light passes. Actually, big passes, you could say. Let's do it this way then. Hole in there, because that's definitely going to be black. Oh, this thing goes really fast with the paint, and I think I have this set. What's the PSI here set to? It's set to 20. Let me lower it down a bit. Now for something like this, I could have easily bought myself some spray cans, gone outside and sprayed outside. So that is something that you may want to think about. I think I'm going to remove this because that way I have more accessibility with this, so I could see all this here. Alright, so lowering down the PSI is actually helping me stabilize the spray. Reminds me of when I spray painted the Star Destroyer by Roselle all black, and I made a reference of, oh wow, I made a stealth Star Destroyer. Alright, that one's already empty. Give me a few moments to continue on spraying so we could see what it looks like fully painted black. Alright, so now the Death Star is the Dark Star. It's not completely completely black, because there are areas that you see in the edges, you know, the white paint showing, the white background of the plastic showing. But you got to also remember that I'm going to now start painting 2 layers. One layer will be a gray color, and the next layer will be a white color. So even if it shows through, there's no big deal, because the last thing I will be doing will be a wash, so it can, you know, so it can show through the crevices, everything. But I wanted to give it that black base first to show a little bit of like appreciating effect to this for this base. So yeah, I was using this, and just to make sure, I completely forgot that when you use this, constantly keep spraying, constantly keep it ventilated, and don't stop, because if you do, the paint actually clogs up very fast. Even at the lower settings, depends on the airbrush. I'm using my wave airbrush for this, not using the Iwata. I know that somebody told me that you need a bigger thread for it to flow faster and it doesn't clog up. But right now I was able to get it out and do it like this. So I'm going to let this dry, and now I'm going to paint it the next color, which will be a lighter gray tone. Let me look for the paint, and then we'll start.